Good afternoon. This is Glenn Reynolds, the Outdoor Bomb. Today is Friday, April the 12th, coming to you with This Week in the Outdoors, a little weekly video that I put together to talk about a few fun things outdoors, hunting, fishing, and just places to visit. And so I like to get it out there, and encourage others to get out into the outdoors and enjoy themselves. So with that, let's get started. First things I want to cover is my sponsors. First one is Graxaw Gear, light, fast, and efficient gear for the backcountry explorers. Austin does a great job with his equipment, putting it out there, and he's very innovative. He loves to spend time in the outdoors hunting during the fall, and he really puts the stuff to test. And he's got a lot of people that put the products to the works, and I can tell you that they stand up to it. I've used some of them in my past, and I can tell you they are fantastic. I would stake my name on them. That's Graxaw.com, Graksaw. Second sponsor is the Blue Ridge Birdseed Company. There in Blue Ridge, Jamie has a fantastic product, the Birdman's Blend. They really brings in the birds. I've used it at my house also. I can tell you that if you use it, spring migration will be stopping in your yard and spending some time. You may have to set up a bird condo. You never know. But anyways, that's BlueRidgeBirdseed.com. And with that, those are the two main ones. Oh, I forgot Central Missouri Power Wash, Mid Missouri's number one choice for exterior cleanings and commercial kitchen hood cleanings. That's Central Missouri Power Wash, centralmopw.com. Give us a shout. We'll make your home look like new. And with that, first thing I want to talk about is a cool place to go visit here, actually in the Central Missouri area, and that's Binder State Park. Some people call it's either Binder or Bender. I've been there plenty of times. Not being a native from this area, I wasn't grown up. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Either way, I really like the place. And there's a lot of reasons why I really like it. It is a place that you can get away, spend the weekend, or just go over there and hang out for a little bit. There is so much stuff to do there. There's lots of hiking trails. I think there's something like 6 miles of hiking trails inside of the state park. It's pretty dang cool, and it goes around the lake. And there's also, you can mountain bike on those trails. You can't ride horses, but you can mountain bike. And I used to ride there pretty regular. The trails typically are in great shape. The local bike clubs really do a good job keeping them up, maintaining them. And yeah, it's great. They have a race series that has an event there each year. So yeah, Binder's a fantastic place to go for your mountain biking and hiking. Some of the other cool stuff they have, of course, it's got a giant lake there. And at that lake, there's some really good crappie fishing there. You can bass fish. The local rumor was for a while there's that they had shocked up a state record bass in Binder. I don't know that anyone ever caught it, but that was the local rumor for a while, and it spurred a lot of people on to get out there and go fishing. And anything that'll get people out to the outdoors, man, I can tell you, it makes me excited to hear that. And I know I used to do a lot of bass fishing, and the thought of catching a 16-pound bass would be just tremendous. And I think that's the rumor as to what it weighed. So that's quite the sizable fish, particularly for Missouri. I know when I moved here, the thought of catching a 10-pound bass here, that was a really big deal up here. So yeah, Binders fishing, it can be pretty good. I've caught quite a few there, and I would encourage other people to get out there and enjoy it too. Now with the lake also, it depends on the time of year. One of the things that you can do is birding. It's a really good place to view a lot of waterfowl. There's swans that come through there. They even have a few mute swans that tend to hang around there. Canada geese really pile up there during the wintertime. In fact, when the lake freezes over, they'll usually keep a hole open out in the center there, and there will be tons of geese out there, hundreds. And the bald eagles will be circling around trying to grab one here or there. So yeah, it's a good place to do that. You can also go out there and see the other kinds of birds, from warblers to your songbirds. Just take a walk around and keep your eye open, and listen using your ears, and you'll do a good job. And at one time we went out there a while back. We had done an adventure birding series, and one of the places we went was to Binder during the wintertime to listen to the owls, and we got to hear great horned owls and barred owls out there, and it's pretty neat to listen to them and to be able to differentiate between the two. And so, yeah, Binder is actually on the Great Missouri Birding Trail. It's one of the stops there. And so, if you're into birding, go spend your time out there. It's a really good place. And so, that we've also they have disc golf. They have baseball, softball facilities there. They have camping facilities, both primitive camping and places where you can park your camper. And so like I said, it's a really good place to go and get away and spend some time in the outdoors. They also have sailing or small sailboats there that you can, I believe, you can rent or you can schedule to be able to use out on the lake on appropriate days. So there's just a whole lot of stuff that you're able to do out there. Playgrounds for the kids, take them out there and let them play. That's Binder or Bender State Park here in central Missouri in Jefferson City. And so the next thing I want to talk about, I love talking about fishing, and I have an obscure species for you this week. It's called a chain pickerel. Some people refer to it as a jackfish, a southern pike, and it does. It looks like what a northern pike looks like, just only smaller. And the reason it's called a chain pickerel is because it has a green chain that I believe goes across the bottom on it. I have caught a number of those back when I was in college. In particular, I used to fish for them a lot, and they like slower moving water bodies of water, places with vegetation in it. Your backwaters, your little swamps, things like that, and they look like a northern pike, and they fight like crazy. Is quite possibly one of the most fun fish I've ever caught. I used to catch them with rooster tails and an ultralight rod, and that was so much fun. Those things would fight. I literally had one on the line, and it jumped. I believe it was over a foot out of the water, flipped over a root that was sticking out, and went back into the water. And that was probably the moment where I maybe fell a little bit in love with them. Just the sheer fight that they have in them and the acrobatic abilities that they're willing to do. It's amazing. They don't get really big. They get, I think, roughly 17 to 21 inches as an adult, and they weigh 2 to 3 pounds. But they are a fun fighting fish, and they're good table fare. So they have a white flaky meat. You may have to score them for the bones, break the bones down into little ones before you cook them. But they are a good fish to eat, and yeah, absolutely target them. Now, some of their habitat and where you tend to find them is along the eastern seaboard of the U.S. from Maine all the way down, actually, down to Florida. They are on the Atlantic side of the Appalachian Mountains for the most part, and then they go up into the Mississippi river system all the way up into like southern Missouri, where we're at. But they're all from there all the way down, and I can tell you, they truly are. They're a lot of fun to catch. You actually can get them in Texas too. They're so fun, and I literally all I would do is take my ultralight rod and go out to places that I knew they were, and I just toss it out there and reel it. Use a rooster tail and reel it along, and they would just hammer it. And they have super sharp teeth, big teeth like muskies. So you got to be careful. I think I used spider wire, which was more abrasion resistant than other lines that are out there. So don't be afraid to set it up. Make sure you got the appropriate stuff to be able to target them. But if you do, man, you can go hammer them. And I think one of the top spots for the chain pickerel or jackfish and bowfin was the Okefenokee Swamp down there in South Georgia. If you get a chance to go down there and visit that place, that's an amazing place, the land of the trembling earth. But it's full of jackfish and bowfin, and then, like I said, the jackfish or the chain pickerel. So with that, get out there and explore. Try fishing for a new species. And the final thing I want to talk about is hunting wise, morel mushrooms. They're popping up like crazy. There are people that are finding like 2 and 3 pound morel mushrooms, ones that are like look just tremendous. I think a little girl found a new state record one here in Missouri. I want to say it was like a 5 pound morel mushroom. That is just mind blowing. Those are huge, but they are very delicious. Great table fare. First, you'll find them on the south-facing slopes as the season, and to start with on the season. And you look around, look in the leaf litter, look around your dead ash, elm, and potentially oak trees. They'll pop up there a lot of times. It's a fungus, so it feeds on decaying matter. And so then after a light rain or something, they'll pop up out of the ground, and go check for them. Just take a walk through the woods and check around. And you can find them a lot of times in the bottoms, river bottoms. Just walk through there. The moist, sandy soil, they really tend to like that too. And so just carry a little bag with you, and when you find them, pluck them up. And then as the season moves along, then they'll switch to the north-facing slopes as the soil warms up, and it'll cause them to be able to pop out. But that's morel mushrooms. Restaurants pay a lot of money for that delicacy, and you can have them for yourself just by walking through the woods and taking a little bit of time and looking. And when you find a spot, a lot of times you mark that location, because if you go back year after year, you can still find them in those locations. Some years there may be more, some years there may be less, but you can typically still find them there. So the only other thing I have to add is the false morel mushroom. You need to be able to determine the difference between the true morel and the false morel. The true morel will be hollow inside of its stem, going up into the cap. The false morel will be solid, and morels do not have gills, and other mushrooms do. It's pretty important that you are able to identify which mushrooms you have. Make sure you know that, because some mushrooms can make you sick, but morels are pretty easily identifiable, and you can tell the difference between them and others. And get out and enjoy them. Fry you up a few morels. Now, with that, I appreciate everyone that's stayed with me thus far. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're starting to grow. I'm liking to see the interactions that we're getting. Leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite part about this video is, or what you don't like. And with that, I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It's Glenn Reynolds, the Outdoor Bum, saying get out and enjoy the outdoors. See ya.